The summer festivals will soon be upon us. I don't know about you, but I'm always looking for something unique to wear that stands out from the rest of the crowd. I developed a ram's horn headdress because I once wanted to go as the embodiment of Ares, not some random demonic creature with horns, and the only horns I could find looked too, evil. So today I'm going to show you how I embellish curled ram's horns made out of Dupioni silk by adding flowers, tendrils, leaves, and sometimes butterflies. I'm not going to go into how I make the curled ram's horns in this tutorial, that's for another time. Just how I throw together a flowery Mother Earth goddessy type headdress that's lightweight. Stick around to the end and see a gallery of ideas I put together, a lot of variations of these horns that I've made for customers over the years. I used to sell a lot of these in my Etsy shop way back when, and I've decided to start selling them again in case you want one but you don't want to make it yourself. There's also a tutorial on how to make your own horns in my shop. I'll put the link in the description. So, you'll need a pair of my 16-inch horns. These are made of silvery Dupioni silk that I sew and stuff with polyfiberfill. The horns are glued to a 2-inch plastic headband, which you can find on Amazon and at some Michaels stores. And of course, you're going to need several silk flowers to adorn the headband. You can make them matchy-matchy or mix and jumble them up. Oh, by the way, you can make horns out of taffeta or lining, or something other than Dupioni silk, as long as the fabric is thin and strong enough, like this. You can make them smaller for a little kid, and you can make them bigger than the 16-inch ones I use, but only up to about 24 inches. And you don't have to use the horns I designed. You can use other types of horns you'd find at a Goodwill around Halloween. Sometimes you can find them online, and sometimes you can't. I don't think they're as elegant as the silk ones, but needs must. You might want to add tendrils of ribbons down the sides of your headdress. Any silk-looking 1/8 inch or 16th inch ribbon will do. I found these silicone finger cots online that are good for those of us who burn our fingers with hot glue. They might come in handy, and they might not. Let's see. One of the first things I do is make marks on the plastic headband about 4.5 inches up from each side to place the horns. You can go higher or you could go lower, but that's what works for me. You can tilt them a little forwards or backwards, however you want. Attach the horns to the headband with hot glue. My hot glue's got a pink tinge to it because I used a red glue stick for my last project and I've just swapped it out. Doesn't really matter since the glued bit won't be seen. The edges of the horn are hidden by leaves that'll be strategically placed to hide glue and edges. Something like this can camouflage an edge. You can see I ditched the silicone finger cots because they were just a little bit too big and they just weren't working out for me. I still think they're a great idea, maybe for other projects. This rose is a bit too big for this headdress, so I'm going to cut it down a little. I'm gonna squish it down. Squish, squish. Nice, just right. The leaves don't have to match the flowers they're normally with. It is a fantasy headdress after all, so play around with what looks good to you. This one will hide that edge, and it's not so big that it covers up the horn. Now for the other horn. The flowers don't have to be placed completely symmetrical either. Nature's not like that. Maybe this one? No. Or this? Yeah, no. I do like this one, but it's just too big. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I still need some good stuff going on here. Oh, this one might fill the gap nicely. Strings, get rid of them. Nothing makes a headdress look bad more than glue strings. This leaf back here will make a nice feature. I'd like to put something here, and the sides need to be covered up. Leaves standing up in the back. With another rose? Yeah, that works. Got to do more work on the sides. Smaller leaves maybe. With the sides, I sometimes work up from the bottom just to get overlapping coverage. I'm going to add another blossom under the horn. And maybe a little tendril here. Maybe something like this hanging down on one side? I got a better idea. I make hanging tendrils with all sorts of ribbons down one side, and sometimes I attach flowers to the ribbons, but they've got to be the really small flowers. The cool thing is you can always use a little blossom to cover wherever you've glued the tendrils in on the side. And here's one final little touch.
Adding blossoms one by one, making magic just for fun, curling ram's horns spiraling to two-tone, do peony spin. Tendrils tender, bloom so sweet. Enchanted circle, merry meet. Fawns that frolic, satyrs prance. Call the circle, join the dance. Adding blossoms one by one, making magic just for fun. Curling ram's horn spiral in, two-tone, two peony spin. Tendrils tender, bloom so sweet. Enchanted circle, merry meet. Fawns that frolic, satyrs prance. Call the circle, join the dance. I spread the dew peony wide on the table by the lamp, gold thread gleaming in the fold like a slow impatient chant. Silk flowers in a tin, roses